Lieutenant Data, Catgirls, it's all connected. Alpha and Omega was released in 2010 by Crest Animation Studios to widespread critical derision and financial ruin. I shouldn't have been allowed to see this when I was 11. First off, these character designs. They have that E621 banner ad chic, that deviant art essence. They look like what you get when you ask a furry to draw a normal wolf. Animated animals aren't supposed to look like this. They're supposed to be blobby and indistinct, not uncomfortably grounded and with weird human-like faces. This is how you depict a wolf that's supposed to be cute and relatable to children. This is how you draw a wolf that makes you ponder what it would be like to kiss them. Second off, the things that happen in it, the events that transpire in the movie. Alpha and Omega is an explicitly romantic text. It's a furry visual novel made and marketed to children. It's Kate and Humphrey bone in this movie. Okay, they don't bone. They metaphorically bone. Let me explain. Really early on, the film introduces the concept of howling, being this thing that is risque and taboo, and the wolves snicker about it.
We can eat together,
but we can't, you know, howl together.
This is a really odd and sudden world-building element that kind of blindsides the average viewer. Like, we know that wolves howl. Why is this cutie preceding it with a curt, you know? It's because howling is sex. It's horny when the wolves howl. This is the midnight howl. It's the second best scene in the movie. It's where the howling sex metaphor is drawn most explicitly. It's also where we're introduced to Garth.
I'm not even sure what he looks like, but I'm sure...
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I said hear me out. Garth is introduced as the stock, unwanted, arranged love interest for main girl Kate. He's the alpha dog of the warring pack, whose wed would unite the nations under Wolf God or something. And Garth is hot. He's a bona fide hunk. But here's the rub. He can't howl. He's bad at howling.
Was it, good for you?
Horny movie. Garth is also the star of this movie's B-plot, the only part I care about. While Kate and Humphrey are having their generic buddy-buddy adventure out in the Idahoan wilderness, we're also treated to scenes of Garth, back at home, slowly getting to know and falling in love with Kate's Omega sister, me.
It's a turtle that fell and can't get up.
That's pretty good.
Okay, what's this? It's turtle roadkill.
What else can you do?
I just do turtles.
She's me. The romantic development between these two characters changed my little puppy brain chemistry when I saw it. There's the scene where Garth is teaching Lily how to hunt and pounce, and it's cute because she's bad at it and Garth is helping her. But when Garth notices that like her goth head fluff is covering one of her eyes, he just...
Maybe this will help. Wow.
Do that to me! They could have just had him anthropomorphically wipe her head fluff away with his paw, but no, they had to call attention to his doggy face and how it would feel on your face. He goes in there with his fucking snoot. And then Lily teaches Garth how to howl, which means this little goth girl has secretly been such a goddess in bed that she can just impart her wisdom onto any old fool who captures her fancy. It's so cute. It's so fucking cute. In case you didn't know, this is a furry degenerate YouTube channel. It was just subtextual for a while, but then I got the stick out my ass and stopped hating myself. I made an album with furry bulge on the cover and a member of Autecker paid for it. When I talk about being a furry on here, inevitably, a paw full of lice crawl out of the woodworks to call me a zoophile. This is annoying, but not unexpected. All of you real ones out there probably get this comment on the daily as well. It's such a common occurrence that we have a built-in series of counter-arguments, and unfortunately they all suck. This might be a bit controversial of me to say, but furries are not philosophers. The most common of these counter-arguments is to just flatly deny that the fandom is sexual in nature. Some of you will just parade into any discussion that outsiders are having about us to inform them that actually the fandom is very wholesome and the sexual part is a safely ignorable minority. And to that I say, what about me, bitch? I'm a doggy. I yearn to be cherished and owned. I want my free will to be slowly eroded by a monstrously controlling force of love and acceptance. I yearn to live the puppyhood I never had, but I'm an adult now with adult desires, and this complicates things. If the opportunity presented itself, I would fuck my— Sorry, I'm like her. And yeah, my interest in furries is primarily sexual. I like it when a boy is also an animal. I like fur. The sensory prospect of a sexy man being a little fuzzy makes my head spin. If your argument doesn't leave room for this, you aren't my fucking ally. A common modification to this argument is to just abstract away the animalistic appeal of furry porn. As if it's just like being into elf chicks or something. Like, no one here is actually into fuzzy little paws and ears and snoots wherever they may arise. I don't like this either. In Ad Astra, whenever the main character kisses Amicus, the prose makes a point of noting how long and mobile his wolfy tongue is, and it's the hottest thing I've ever thought about. God makes no mistakes. That is an erotic passage written with the intent to get across what it would be like to kiss a wolf. Like, a whole-ass wolf. They are invoking a wolf head for the purposes of titillating their furry audience. What's up with that? This is not an isolated incident. Furries write about animal features the way male writers write about women. She pawed fuzzily to the stairs and floofed downwards. In this video, I'm going to be arguing the case that this isn't morally comparable to zoophilia, but I'm gonna lay my cards on the table first. With regards to the ethics of boinking animal people, I am biased because I think that shit's hot. I am engaging in motivated reasoning, and even more than you'd think, because I have OCD and I live in constant paralyzing vigilance on the matters of my own moral integrity. It's coffee. However, if society's ills could only be articulated in good faith by those who couldn't stand to benefit from them changing, then nothing would ever fucking change. We're in this together, bitch.
Can't talk like yes they want. So someone's like, no, they have brains. And I was like, okay, but they can't talk.
Another bad argument that furries tend to fall back on in response to bad faith allegations of zoophilia is the tried and tested Harkness test. Summarized in a handy infographic, it goes as follows. So you want to fuck a fictional creature. Give it the Harkness test first. Does it have human intelligence, or greater? Can it talk or otherwise communicate with language? Is it of sexual maturity for its species? If the answer to all three is yes, then you can fuck it. It's a non-human creature with sapience, and all you need to have consensual sex... If you answered no to one or more, watch out. That's bestiality or possibly pedophilia. Don't fuck it. So, if you want to fuck a fictional creature, first ascertain if it's as smart as you, can give verbal consent, and is of age for whatever culture it came from. Surely then, it's ethically sound to fuck animal people, provided they are shown to talk and give consent like any human adult would. They're just shaped a little weird. I don't like this argument. I don't think it's persuasive to the people we're trying to persuade, and isn't really persuasive in general. You probably know where I'm going with this, but I'll say it anyways. You guys know Scooby-Doo passes the Harkness test, right? It is, unquestionably, ethically sound to fuck Scooby-Doo, provided you get his consent and are a resident of Crystal Cove in real life. But these aren't the terms of the discussion. This is not a moral question any of us will ever have to consider, unfortunately. You could fuck Scooby-Doo if he was real, but he's not, and you are. Your wants and actions have ramifications in this world, you horny son of a... And obviously, if furries existed, you could fuck them if they wanted you to, but they don't. The action of which we are trying to assess morality has always been the depiction of sexy animal people. To which, a lot of people would say, depiction is not endorsement. And I'm not here to argue against that. Because it's true, depiction is not necessarily endorsement, but depiction is an action that it exists in the world and can be judged. What are you doing in the universe when you post a piece of hypno H-kink incest erotica on Twitter? Well, you're not actually fucking your little sister. I think we can both agree on that. But you're doing something, right? Listen, I get it. I partake in scenarios of unspeakable sexual abuse with my friends every day for fun. I'm literally neurodivergent and a grown-up. But because of this, I am intimately familiar with the ways in which the most fucked up shit possible can be made not only permissible, but wholesome and comforting, with the Kuleshov effect or something. Now imagine if I used my powers for evil. The hypothetical hypno H-kink incest erotica thread on Twitter isn't just a vent or an indulgence. It's an aesthetic idea because you're an artist. And I don't know, maybe it shouldn't be illegal or even really morally frowned upon, but at the very least, the very transparent thematic content of your niche erotica can and should be criticized on a moral basis. Like, because it's art. It doesn't matter if your Twitter bio says you're not a person, you're still an artist. So behind the simple question that I used as clickbait for the title of this video, is it okay to fuck furries, is the more complicated and nuanced question of what are the moral ramifications for harboring sexual attraction towards furries? Does it speak favorably to one's character? Is the world depicted in horny furry art a morally just one? Can you leave me in a room with your cat? So in order to assess the morality of hot furry art, we must first invent the universe. No, we must first define what a furry is. Let's be honest, we're overdue for a robust definition of furry that isn't dependent solely on self-ID. So we don't have any more YouTubers running multi-season arcs about being drawn as a ferret without anyone informing them of the writing on the wall. Furry's really like Zootopia. It's got anthropomorphic animals in it, but I don't think it counts. For the next several minutes, I will be making the bold assertion that furry is a related but distinct category from cartoon animal creature, and this is a necessary building block for my argument that furry porn is cool and normal. Hope you're ready. So, in my magnum opus, Art Furry's God, I accidentally articulated the appeal of furry art in one sentence as an aside. The furry aesthetic, as a whole, is a concession towards the symbolic, the sensory, the ever so slightly autistic. And yeah, let's go with that. The three axes of furry art are the symbolic, the sensory, and the autistic. Zootopia is none of these things, clearly, whereas a core fandom work like Echo exemplifies all three. But this is still a little vague, so let's fill in our paradigm with more data points. Can I quantify and exemplify all three of these axes in isolation? Yes! Mouse, by Art Spiegelman, is a graphic novel that, in part, depicts a survivor's account of the Holocaust as it was told to the author by his father. It is unrelenting, uncompromising, harrowing, and, for some reason, absolutely filled with furries. Like, they're just everywhere. A lot has been written about Art Spiegelman's decision to overwhelmingly feature anthropomorphic mice in his tell-all memoir about his troubled relationship with his Holocaust survivor dad, but I specifically want to draw a comparison to Zootopia with regards to how they both employ animal imagery. Because they might seem similar at first. They both employ animal imagery as a proxy for race, they're both seminal works within furry canon, but they're not the same. Mouse is several times better than Zootopia for a lot of the same reasons that it is also several times more furry in conception. The biggest difference is the world building. Zootopia has this lavish world filled with little critters going around and interacting with each other. There's infrastructure with special consideration given to their sizes and shapes. The world building of Mouse, on the other paw, is non-existent. There is none. It's a purely aesthetic layer on what is otherwise a completely human story.
There's absolutely no reason at all as to why the characters are animals.
Art Spiegelman even finds time in the novel to toy with the nonsense nature of his world's primary aesthetic conceit. Like, hilariously, whenever Vladek is out disguised as a Polish man, he just draws him in a crude paper pig mask. There's a scene with actual rats in it, and no one stops to say, oh, that one looks like my uncle. Art Spiegelman plays himself in this book, and at one point, he starts talking about one of his previous comics with his family, and we get an excerpt of that comic. And we get 2 full pages of real human Art Spiegelman's comic before we cut back to a bunch of fucking mice talking about it. Now, this is obviously preferable from a political standpoint. Like, if you're writing a story about genocide, it should be about human races. I think that's pretty obvious. But at the same time, it also makes Mouse a furrier work of art. You might be thinking it should be the other way around. Like, surely, Zootopia cares so much more about the animalistic nature of its world. Isn't that what furries are all about? No, it is precisely Mouse's refusal to explain or justify its furry characters that makes it furry, because the imagery is self-justifying. Zootopia is stuck running around in circles, trying to work backwards from the central premise of animal species as a metaphor for human prejudice. It's only so lavish because it has no confidence in the inherent aesthetic value of animal imagery. Mouse is married to its imagery. It's not working backwards from anything. It's working forwards from the central aesthetic motif of Jews as vermin. Zootopia used animal imagery as a cute and fluffy metaphor for racism and then built a huge heaping scaffold around it to justify itself. Mouse used animal imagery to evoke the empty eyes of a dead rat. The assumed symbolic desirability of animal imagery is one of the core facets of furry fandom media. The world building of our fiction and illustration is often non-existent in a way that will remind you a lot more of Mouse than it does of Zootopia. Furries don't need to justify their worlds being filled with animal people. That's just how we roll. It's expected. It's on the pamphlet that Lola Bunny gives you on the way in. Echo just takes place in fucking Utah. They're in Utah. It's just normal human Utah. Everything is the same except they have showers that spray you all over. The authors will even sometimes drop references to historical events like 9/11, seemingly only for the amusement found in knowing that there was a furry 9/11 in this universe.
The Alamo exists. Hey, don't look at me, man. Mexicans still get shit for the fucking Alamo.
Were there orcs there too?
But Echo goes further than this. It is so completely unconcerned with world building that it just completely unshackles the animism of the cast with their existence as agents in the story. Let's go over some facts. The wolf is Hispanic, the fennec fox is native. In Route 65, Carl describes himself as being white as apple pie when, furthermore, their human races matter to the story, where their species is inconsequential. It's all aesthetic. The reason for any character to be that species is all character design. It's all symbology decided on a case-by-case basis. Leo is protective and possessive, so they made him a wolf, a pack animal. Flynn is enigmatic and reserved. You spend most of the game trying to get in his head, which tracks with him not having any of those big fluffy ears to tell you what he's thinking. Chase is a mediocre dude who's good at swimming, but he doesn't think it counts because he's an otter and all otters are good at swimming. It's cute and also something only a furry would come up with. Echo's world does also have interspecies prejudice in it, like there is speciesism in the game, but importantly, it exists on the same general plane as the character designs do. It's floaty, indistinct, a general poetic gesture that never matters in the same way the human prejudices do. You ever think about how Netflix's Bright would have been way better if they had just established that there are black orcs? Like, just have some of the orcs be black in the way some humans are black. Like, just to avoid the symbolic confusion of having orcs be both a stand-in for black people and then act alongside actually black Will Smith, you can make it a whole thing. Like, Jacoby could be a white orc, and the kid he helps out could be a black orc. I have not seen Bright in 3 years. Maybe Lindsay Ellis would have a few things to say about that, but it would be a sounder film politically. The furries had it right all along.
What was the 9 races? Were Mexicans one of the 9 races?
But symbolism is not the only way that animal imagery can be understood as intrinsically desirable. There is also the sensory. Turning Red is the best Pixar movie, by a lot, actually. Maylin is a young hotshot who thinks she has her whole life figured out. But this self-perception is disturbed by the fact that she turns into an enormous fluffy animal sometimes, and more importantly, that her entire personality is built around placating her abusive mother. It's sweet, it's beautiful, it's touching, it made me cry waterfalls, and it is several times furrier than Zootopia in conception. This one's a lot simpler to explain. Like, the big red panda monster might not be all that familiarly furry in design, but the ethos behind her depiction is furry as hell. Simply put, in a way I have scarcely experienced, Turning Red is incredibly concerned with the sensory experience of being the big red panda monster. Precious time is spent to let you know that she stinks. She takes up a lot of space. She leaves paw prints on the walls. She self-soothes by rubbing hairbrushes in her fur. I do that. And furthermore, the sensory nature of this transformation is a big part of how we as an audience come to understand it as something desirable, because she's huge and she can hug her friends.
Oh yeah. That's the stuff.
Finally, someone said it! Ever since I was 6 years old, I've been staring longingly at the fuzzy bodies of my favorite animal characters, wondering what it would be like to touch them, to be them, and Turning Red just makes it the primary motivation of the protagonist. Zootopia harbors no curiosity for what it would be like to hug a clawhauser. They don't even raise the question. The base carnal desire to be a fluffy creature is one that plagues us furries daily, and it affects the art we make a lot. Furry porn, and also like human porn made by furries, has an ineffable sensory quality that is unmistakable. One of the first choices in Echo happens when Chase gets a little sleepy and he has to pick which of his friends to lean on. It matters nothing to the story, but it's very important for the furry gaze. Well, in this case, the choice is pretty obvious. Like, everyone I know who played the game chose to lean on Carl, except for Jack Saint for some fucking reason. But this is the furry essence, the texture of the character being almost more important than their appearance. Carl is chubby, but TJ has softer fur. It makes sense for a furry visual novel to ask you which of your friends would make a better pillow. I found that these first two axes, the symbolic and the sensory, really cover a lot of bases with regards to furry quantification. You might find that a lot of core furry fandom work excels in both categories, whereas stuff that has anthropomorphic creatures in it but isn't necessarily core furry work usually tends to satisfy one but not the other. Beastars, for example, is sort of Zootopia-like in its strictly animal-centric world building with lots of scaffolding, but it is also very interested in what it's like to be a fuzzy carnivorous dog man. Like, there's layers to this. But these criteria aren't enough. Like, The symbolic and sensory nature of animal imagery could also very well serve a therianthropic end rather than a furry one. Therian media is a broadly overlapping but still distinct category from furry media. A good example would be the album Natan's Madrigal by Ulver. Natan's Madrigal is a seminal black metal album about turning into a wolf. It is deeply invested in the raw symbolic power of this transformation. It runs poetically over notions of leaving your humanity behind, of abandoning God and embracing darkness, of your furry muscles bulging out of your clothes. And it appropriately sounds like it was recorded by the wolves in your walls. This album's production makes me go feral. This is the primest possible example of a piece of art that is both symbolic and sensory with regards to how it employs animal imagery. But it is the elusive third category, whose absence causes me to classify Natan's Madrigal as being Therian media rather than furry.
The ever so slightly autistic.
Autism. The Rodfellows movie is a film that was sent to me by Jack Saint, so blame him for the next several minutes.
Oh, hey Kenzo.
Oh, hey Cody.
Can I sit down here? Can't be missing out on other things.
I don't see why not.
It's the best possible case for using the word autistic as an insult. The Rodfellows movie reportedly took like 5 years to make, and also apparently had some issues behind the scenes, which I won't be getting into because then my primary resource would be a website that has my docs. The Rodfellows movie Rod follows a ensemble cast of funny animals and one 10-year-old as they hang out for extended periods of time. It's like 20 minutes before the antagonists show up and cause what resembles a plot to start. Turn down for what? Xander and Zayden, agents of chaos, disrupt the contented home life of our main cast with epic pranks. Luckily, they were caught on footage by the camera they used to record themselves shitting every day.
Dude, idiot!
They've made no good changes to our house.
What follows is a pretty much incomprehensible back and forth as the Rodfellows seek revenge for this misgiving, repeatedly. Some of it requires intimate knowledge of Go Animate lore to really parse, like there's this creepypasta meme for kids called a Barney error, where I guess it's based off of those messages you'd get about not turning off your computer, and they imagined some kind of monster that knows when you turn off your computer and can, like, punish you for it. It's cute.
Please do not turn it off again. How dare you turn off your computer again? That's it. The chances are now 18.
Sorry, I just like to turn it off. Why won't you let me turn it off, dummy?
If you turn off your computer again, you will see what happens. Come on.
Oh, really?
So the middle of this film is taken up by a very high-stakes heist, where the gang initiate a Barney error on the bad guy's computer during their Fortnite game, and then they also write a virus that turns the computer off to trigger the punishment. Although, in the film, it's actually a Ronald error, and they show this purple cat character, seemingly in reference to a different Go Animate meme. There's a lot of layers to the Rodfellows movie. There's an extended sequence where the whole conceit of the scene is that Xander and Zayden just pulled the fire alarm at an elementary school. There's a part where it just becomes a mecha anime for like 30 seconds. I cannot stress enough how much this film just keeps on giving. Don't walk on my fucking keyboard. But just describing what happens in the Rodfellows movie isn't enough to really get across the headspace that it gets you in, or why I find it so compelling. See, when you go into this movie, you have to go into it with the understanding that it is profoundly autistic cinema in every aspect possible. The most pervasively challenging part of this viewing experience has to be that the voice cast doesn't really know how to talk. Like, it's very difficult to tell what any character is saying. And it gets a lot harder when we enter the third act. The cast multiplies threefold and they have to differentiate all of those new characters with funny voices.
All it was just to take Victor Samantha's orders away before the recipient could get it.
At any rate, that is what we're going to try to do.
Represented in this cast is every kind of autism accent there is. You know it when you hear it.
But just be sure you bring your plate into the kitchen when your plate is empty.
So, you want to watch hockey with me while you eat?
Yeah, because eating them at the table is kind of boring, so that's why I want to bring in some entertainment while I eat.
That's the voice of someone who conceptualizes every word in the sentence as its own event. Now, look, I'm not making fun. Truly, the only reason I can talk like this is because my teachers used fucking dog training tactics on me. I want what they have. Please, God, let me take the mask off. Give me one of those collars that makes it so you can only speak in barks that Puppy Girl Twitter keeps talking about. Detroit become nonverbal.
Well, she could say it next time.
Yeah, she could. Do you imagine her being a butler one day?
Do you imagine her being a butler one day? I'm voice training. Furthermore, the dialogue is written with a not quite full understanding of human communication. Like, they don't really understand how the words they're using string together. So much of the indescribably compelling nature of this film can be found in just the endless moments of strange wording that makes your brain short-circuit.
Boys know what time it is?
Let me guess, bedtime?
Yeah, it's pretty late out.
You guessed it, and you are correct.
I know, she's like 10 feet tall. How can she make it to doors that are 6 feet or shorter?
Oh, we're in some serious dead meat now!
Listen, every line is iconic. The entire film looks like MS Paint fetish art, one of autism's main cultural exports. There's an inflation fox in the cast, and his articulated tummy constitutes the most complicated animation in the whole film. Every once in a while, copyrighted characters just randomly appear for one scene at a time.
Suffering succotash! This is one tough job, I tell you.
What? Did I just hear my friend?
I shouldn't have to explain why this is autistic as shit. And then I hung out with my best friends, RJ and Shokichi and the Marble Blaster Marble. The Rodfellas movie is the furriest possible piece of art. It's a movie about animal characters that was itself made by outsiders of humanity. It's human art made by animals. Furry. Chouette is a novel written by my mom about the experience of raising me.
I just felt that if my mum had written this book about me, it would destroy me.
Hello! In this novel, not uncontroversially, she represented my autism by casting me as a wild animal, an owl-child hybrid. And just so we're clear, she didn't know about any of this business. My mom independently came up with the idea to represent me as an animal. Why'd she do this? In the flashbang that DreamWorks let off 3 inches from my face, Mr. Wolf is, for all intents and purposes, just a guy. He's a dude who walks around like a fella. He's a hardened criminal, but the film conceptualizes him as being inexorably a wolf. He snarls, he wags his tail, he likes to be scratched behind the ears. The human populace fears him as if he is an actual predatory wolf. In the 11th hour of Takahata's Pompoko, long after the Tanuki's final stand against their ecological annihilation has been recuperated to serve the needs of empire and capital, the existentially horrifying notion is raised that to ensure survival, the Tanuki have to take the form of humans and assimilate into their culture. The magic system in Pompoko is mystical and spellbinding, but through some manner of impossible Ghibli sleight of paw, it is always viscerally apparent how exhausting it is to maintain different forms for long periods of time. There's lots of training montages of the raccoons just walking about, very clearly using 100% of their brain power to just remain human. Any small moment of distraction or perhaps panic being enough to turn them back into an animal. With this context, we can fully understand the weight of the final scene, just watching Shokichi go about his day, catching the subway. Clearly a seasoned magic user at this point, but still, if you look close, visibly struggling to maintain the mask. And then, chancing across a little tanuki party that his old friend is having in the middle of an open field at night, running into that field, throwing his clothes off, turning back into an animal and embracing his friend for the first time in years, altering the course of my fucking life. So, we can all agree that Lieutenant Data can definitely feel emotions, right? Like, the show definitely wants us to believe that he's an unfeeling android, but no one could ever write or perform a character to legitimately give that impression. Instead, the impression we get is that Lieutenant Data has internalized that notion that he cannot feel or relate to other people to the point where he'd tell you that himself, even though he very clearly does. It's fucking autism! The autistic quality of furry media is by far the most important aspect. It's the defining feature. It's the quality of being simultaneously human and inhuman. It's easy to identify in works like these, Chouette, The Bad Guys, Pompoko, Star Trek, where humans and non-human humans are placed side by side intentionally for contrast, but this quality persists even in works without this direct line being drawn. This piece, by Papier Confetti, illustrates what I'm talking about nicely. With one image, they managed to brain blast me in the way that I was brain blasted by the end of Pompoko when I was 10. Papier. So the main unique design feature of this character is that they have shaved off their fur, and only left patches on her paws and her face. This is, on a surface level, a really cute way to canonically represent poodling, but it also makes my brain stop working if I think about it for too long. Thinking about what it would feel like, emotionally, to hold his upper arm, feel something that feels approximately like human skin, and then look up at her face and understand, in my heart of hearts, that they're a dog through and through. Because some things just won't change. The shape of his muzzle, her claws, even their shaved skin has a similar color to their full fur, implying that it's already starting to grow back and would feel a bit like a peach if you pet it. Furries live for this duality. Our work overwhelmingly concerns human situations and affairs, but with this comes an endless fascination and obsession with the animal nature of these characters. Echo is about people. It's a human story that takes place in human Utah, but it is very important that the prose points out that Chase has stubby little leggies. I repeat, Chase has stubby little otter leggies. It is imperative that you understand. We write human stories about fur, paws, tails, ears, teeth, snarling, barking, biting, infecting the human form with the intrinsic being of an animal. The idea of possessing a human body yet remaining inexorably an animal, that's autism. It's me. I might look like a human. You can squeeze my upper arm and it'll feel a bit like human skin, but the peach fuzz emerges when I open my fucking mouth. This is what furry art is. The symbolic, the sensory, and the autistic.
Mammals, right? Or no, they're human.
A lot of well-meaning people ask me how I want to be treated if I'm a dog. I want to be treated like a dog, but a lot of you have never met a dog who's also kind of a person. I understand the confusion. For this reason, I am inserting this interlude into the video so I can let all of my human allies know how I would like to be interfaced with, friends and non-friends alike. So, I identify as a dog. I don't care if you're the kind of person who doesn't really go along with roleplay. Calling me a human being is misgendering me. Put me in a fucking Blair White video, see if I care. But furthermore, I'm not your dog. I am a stranger's dog that you might see on the side of the street. Because I'm very cute. You might lean down and say hi, give me a little good boy for my troubles, but anything beyond that is crossing a boundary for my hypothetical owner in this situation. And as much as I would like for every stranger to just intuitively recognize that I'm the sort of creature that they're allowed to touch and pet whenever they want, the optics of saying that are not good. By all means, err on the side of dehumanizing. It's only a problem when it's combined with a sense of overfamiliarity. Like, any dog would react poorly to some human they don't know smothering them. But if I already know you, if we're friends, then I'm your dog. I'm your dog. On all levels except physical, I am your dog. There's a couple differences. I like conversation. I will talk to you about video games and music theory, but otherwise, I am your dog and I am to be treated as such. Greet me as if you can see my little tail wagging behind me as you open the door. You can pet me, no questions asked. My body does not hold the same sanctity as a human body. You can literally just... If it seems weird, it's because I'm a different species than you! I have been forced to maintain a human form for the benefit of those around me for my entire life. If we're gonna meet up, we need to determine to what degree I'm allowed to take the mask off. Determining if I can sniff you to see what you smell like. Determining if I can rest my cute little muzzle on your thigh when you're sitting on the couch. Determining if I can bite you. Please let me bite you. The doggy metaphor has simply never stopped giving. It never ceases to describe aspects of my personality or proclivities that I have. It always was me, and it always will be me.
Where y'all come from? What happens when the world ends? Is it just die?
Okay, I'm outing myself as someone who reads my own Rate Your Music comment boxes, but there's this comment that someone left on Task that I have been thinking about every day of my life. This is actually probably the most furry record she's made. Flowers was more lyrically oriented, but Visiting Narcissa and this definitely strikes me more so in that tactile aesthetic approach to some kind of transcendental furriness. If you were to show me these tracks without titles or cover art, I'd probably still be inclined to say this is furry. What the fuck are you talking about? But yes, you're correct. Visiting Narcissa, and especially Task, do have an ineffable furry quality to them that I have been consciously trying to emulate ever since I read that comment. If by the time you watch this video I've released Bicycle, please let me know if I succeeded. But if I am to quantify this, the transcendental furriness of music, I must first determine if it's possible for a non-furry artist to make a furry album. Like, can I point to the furry qualities of a piece of music without referencing imagery or identity? Yes, Alexander Panos is what you get when a Spinnin' Records listener flies too close to the sun and gains the power of God. His debut album, Nascent, is radiant, cataclysmic, envy-inducingly technical, and the furriest fucking album ever made.
Bear granite.
So, we all know that kind of track where the artist will just sing into a vocoder or harmonizer and that's the whole song. What you say? Consider, this is kind of an autistic thing to put on an album. Vocoders are a fundamentally autistic process. Pitch-manipulated vocals of all sorts are a strong cultural shorthand for artificial intelligence, robot voices, GLaDOS, Daft Punk. The vocoder solo is, at its essence, using the human voice to obviously, pointedly gesture towards inhumanity, towards artifice.
You take a shot to me.
But the difference between this and the similar but distinct, heavily autotuned a cappella piece is that there is also control, intent, orchestration at every step of the process. Autotune is spontaneous, emergent melodic forms stemming from chaotic, imperfect signals, but a vocoder is deliberate. Every turn of phrase is composed for the moment it's performed. It's just the singer's voice, but with all of the careful compositional consideration and deliberation of songwriting brought viscerally to the surface. When it's done poorly, it can come across as overbrought, exhausting, and boring. But when it's done well, it perfectly captures what it's like to be autistic and speak normally.
Hi. I'm not home right now.
On Nascent, Alexander Panos takes this neurodivergent subtext and makes it text. The manipulated vocals that appear throughout this album are not merely artificial, they are mostly incomprehensible, only coalescing into coherent speech in select moments. It's an album that is composed from top to bottom, yet actively struggles to be understood. The soundscapes that make up the first half of this album are at once synthetic, but also lush and vibrant. It's a vast internal space that writhes and boils upon exposure to the outside world, somewhere around here in the track list. It's an album that deliberates around in circles, endlessly, for the purpose of articulating exactly one thought. A helpless, desperate cry for validation, for connection.
I want a future.
There's an implication that the creature at the center of this album falls short of the unattainable standard of ideal human life. Even after the outside world has revealed its endless and terrifying beauty in Equinox, even after the lush orchestration has fully disassembled the sputtering electronics on Catch It. The closing track, the mission statement, sees these two worlds in harmony. The synthetic internal space still rings loud amongst the acoustic ballad, the textural foley of earth and light. In this track, I sense a contentedness with remaining inhuman, and yet seeking human connection in spite of it, blooming where you're planted, discovering an infinite joy through the simple nature of sound and the sensory experience of being alive, and perhaps getting a nice pat in the head and a belly rub too.
Fireless multitude, settle this and start anew.
I'm sorry, Alex, you made dog boy music. How else am I supposed to interpret this last passage? He's telling me to go be a dog. I felt a phantom tail on the last listen. It's symbolic. It's sensory. It's the most autistic music I've ever heard in my life. This is what I'm talking about. This is the Transcendental Furriness. There's this pic of an otter jock, illustrated by Overcyan over on Twitter, that I've had saved on my computer for months now. Like, every once in a while, I will just tab over and look respectfully for a bit. So, the character here is essentially stock masculinity. He's the archetypical jock. I would almost consider it boring, but his ears. Look at his ears. It's fucking dialectics or something. The smarmy, masculine jock character who, nonetheless, has adorable fluffy ears that you can play with. Not in conflict. Taken simultaneously. Why do you think Zeus kept on courting women while disguised as an animal? Why was it understood as erotic for a man to also be a swan? Because it's the supreme masculine form embodied in a symbol of feminine grace and beauty. Not in conflict, but taken simultaneously. Inversely, I'm a puppy. I'm a good girl. But the artists who draw me, they simply must include the fangs. I don't even ask for it. They just do it because There's something about that small hit of ferocity inside of the feminine exterior. Not in conflict, but taken simultaneously. Bitches are always asking how they can even adequately express a non-binary identity in a society that only recognizes male and female. It's simple. You just need to bark really loud. Nascent is a decidedly masculine listening experience. It is imposing and technical. It uses the same 3 chords for the entirety of its runtime. The guy has an Imagine Dragons voice. And yet, it is soft, vulnerable, delicate. I want to play with its ears. It's masculine and feminine. It's father and son. It's human and inhuman. It's fucking furry! What was this video about again? Something about animals. Oh, yeah. I should be allowed to fuck Shokachi! I should be allowed to commence a meet-cute with him while we're both in our human forms, growing closer to each other over the course of weeks while still hiding our true animal nature, each of us unaware of the animal in our midst. I should be allowed to accidentally catch him with his guard down, so at ease around me that his mask slips and I catch a glimpse of his tail or his ears or something gay like that. I should be allowed to comfort him after he realizes his mistake, show him the patch of fur that I discreetly allowed to cultivate on the back of my wrist, the public setting preventing me from going further for the moment. I should be allowed to take him up to my room, tell him that he can be himself around me, and transform into a Pomeranian as he transforms back into a Tanuki and we just absolutely raccoon's ass. I was treated like a failed human my entire life, and you're surprised that my response was to become a dog and fuck other dogs? Fuck you! The unceasing yearning to romance the inhuman is not merely a permissible quirk, it's fucking universal! And it isn't even just me. One could say that political power is wielded in this world by the strict denotation of who is and is not human. Art Spiegelman conceptualized his early beta version of Mouse as part of a funny animal comic anthology after the prompt caused him to note the similarities between the early anthropomorphic animations of Disney and minstrel imagery of the time. And it is a short walk from there where he landed on the metaphor of Jews as vermin. Do you think it's a coincidence that furries are near exclusively queer? That the first instance of someone identifying as a fursona was a black macro fetishist? And it doesn't even have to apply to, like, profound political forms of othering. Like, what if you're just a gamer and you have to hang around normies all day? Don't you feel like you're a doggy? You can tell me. I'd say the real weirdos are the one who managed to make it through life without being made to feel inhuman in some way, shape, or form. I don't care about finding the secret normal way to be attracted to or identify with animal symbology because it's literally already fucking normal. So, to answer your question, is horny furry art morally comparable to bestiality? No. Because horny furry art is the most human thing on this fucking earth. And furthermore, no threat of being labeled a zoophile by normies should overwrite the blinding truth of the transcendental furriness within us all. It's not worth it. The quality of being simultaneously human and inhuman transcends any line drawn in the sand over exactly what amount of animism is morally permissible. Throw out the furry scale and take it all as one pulsating knot of truth. In 5 years, you'll all be assigned personas at birth.
I play bocce with the boys every Wednesday by my auntie's candy shop. Roll me out in the court, pop some puppy endorphins, check the top.